dipalopalo ntse di fetoha ka hare ho setsi sena mme re bone hantsi power Eunice jwale ka hare ho naha o tsamaya ka diperesente tsa ka mashome a mane le metso e meraro hlano mo teng ya rona mo re shebe tse tse di tsala ka ho te na re twa mo ka qhaqholla tsona gore di tsamaya jwang.
All voting stations are now closed. Counting procedures have been concluded. Results are now being captured, audited, and quality assured. 18% of voting districts have been concluded. A substantive briefing will be made at the media briefing at 16 hours this afternoon. Just wanted to brief so that you are aware what is behind the scenes. Thank you very much.
On the 29th of May, millions of South Africans across the country woke up, motivated to cast their votes in the 7th national and provincial elections since 1994, which was the end of apartheid. Now, many of South Africans wanted to see the now ruling or currently ruling governing party, the ANC, removed, but some remain loyal to the ANC. Now, that is what the numbers, as some of you may see behind me, will be reflecting and will determine. Currently, the ANC is in the lead by far, and we know that as of 12:09, the number of total valid votes sits at 1,881,115 valid votes. That is for the national number of total valid votes. Now, many voting stations were expected to open from 7 a.m., but many of the voting polls, like for example where we were in the south of Johannesburg, did not open until almost an hour later. We spoke to the presiding officer on the ground, and she mentioned that one of the many issues that caused the delay was the systems being offline, resulting in many of the voting stations moving to doing voting manually. However, we'd like to know how things are looking for the Northwest province.
Re bone diketsahalo tse ntseng di etsahala ka hare ho Gauteng mo re boneng boitumelo mona re a re hlalosetsa dipalopalo le dintho tse ntseng di etsahala mme ha re sheba ka hare ho province ya Northwest re a bona hore mokga wa ANC o ntseteletse pele ka dikgetho tse ka ba 62,962 mme o latelwe ke mokga wa EFF ka 17,180 mme ho tle mokga wa Democratic Alliance mo bona o dutse ho 9,067 mme wona o latelwa ke mokga wa Action SA wa VF Plus tshwarelo o mohe ka 3,198 re bone Action SA mo le mo idutse ho 1,272 mme mokga wa Patriotic Alliance wona mohe lona ntse o lelekisa dipalo tsena mme mkhonto wa sizo lona jalo ka se ke buile hore o tla ka matla mme o dutse boemong ba boraro ka 1,445 mme re shebe ka hare ho mabatoa re bona hona ka ho Northwest Mokoatle lona o ntso eteletse pele ka 53,907 mme re bona mogwa wa EFF lona o dutse hodimo boemo ba bobedi ka 14,623 mme o latela ke mogwa wa DA ka 8,008 ho tla konto wesizwe lona jwalo ka ke buile hore o ntse o tla ka matla ka 1,249 ke tse ding tsa dintlha le diketsahalo tse ntse di etsahala ka hare ho sitsi sena sa diphetho mona Mahikeng mme he wena mohi ya rateha re tlo ba le puisano le ba IEC mo ba tlo re hlalosetsa ka diketsahalo tse etsahetseng letsatsing la maobane diphephetso tse bileng teng hlakoreng la bona e re ha jwale re potele ka mona re a khutla. Sure.
The diverse languages within the province and beyond borders, and has been able to secure a provincial footprint through facilities and relations with key drivers of the creative sector. With a regional flair, PNW TV will appeal to the Setswana, Sesotho, and Afrikaans-speaking population that has its stronghold in provinces such as the Northwest, the Free State, Northern Cape, and of course, our neighboring countries. The unique market niche that PNW TV aims for is a fertile breeding ground for broadcast opportunities and new markets. With an estimated population of 3.7 million people, the province has rich culture, immense creative talent, opportunities, and when showcased, could provide a viable economic deal pipeline. Our television station brings a complementary offering to what already exists on various mainstream platforms. Now this means at Platinum Northwest TV, we educate, we empower, we enrich. Setswana and Sesotho languages stretch vast areas of the South African landscape, and when properly targeted through adequate shows and series, this may lead to new market and securing of unique audiences. Our audience will enjoy genres such as drama, telenovelas, factuality, music, religion, and comedy. Our new origins will broadcast daily between 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. and you can catch all the repeats during daytime with exciting daily shows with a live broadcast of news daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. This will inspire and communicate valuable information in the information age where language and interpretation may be a barrier. Platinum Northwest TV is competitive content that makes it viable for investment and continuity. Our team is selected from a pool of talented and highly creative broadcaster and media experts in and around South Africa, and may also form part of the world as the business grows. Investment in human capital is a key driving factor to the success of PNW TV, and this will improve global insight that drive competitive commercial product and service for the station. At PNW TV, our clients' and viewers' best interest will always come first, and everything we do will be guided by our values and professional ethics. We will ensure that we hold ourselves accountable to the highest standard by meeting our clients' business needs completely. PNW TV is established with the aim of maximizing profitability in the TV industry. This will ensure that we compete favorably with leading television stations in South Africa and of course throughout the globe in regions with similar market interests to ours.
Mohi re boetse hape re kopane jwalo ka ha ke ile ka le tshepisa hore re tlo ba le mohi ho hlaha lehlakoreng la commission e ikemetseng ya dikgetho ka hare ho province ya rona ya North West ke na le ntate Ledimo Ntejane mo a tlo re hlalosetsang diketsahalo tse letsatsing la maobane le diketsahalo tsa kajeno. Ntate Ntejane e re ke wa mohela ho Platinum North West TV. Ke leboha ntate wa ka. Potso ya pele e ke nang le yona letsatsing la kajeno ke batla ho tseba letsatsi la maobane jwalo ka IEC le sebeditse jwang?
Mme re sebeditse hantle re rata ho leboha baahi ba province ya rona ya Mokoatle ha ba ile ba phallela ditsing tsa rona tsa ho kgetha. Mme re sebeditse hantle haholo dipalopalong tse di kena ho bonahala ho ile ba le tshubuhlellano ya bakgethi ba rona ditsing tsa rona tsa ho kgetha ka tjantjello le mafolofo.
Jwale horeng ya borobong letsatsing la maobane ha ntse re kene ka mebile mona re bone batho ba ntse ba phallela ho ya diteisheneng tsa ho kgetha e ka ba taba eo le la sekaseka ka tsela efe?
Mme bao ba bile mono ka hora ya borobong re ile ra ba kenya ka hara voting district boundary e ne re sebeletsa ho yona voting station boundary. Re ile ra ba thusa ho fitlhella re ba qeta. Mme qeta ho counta ditsi tsena tsa rona ka hora ya boraro tjena. Empa bao ba ne ba le molemo re ba vote re ba thusitse kaofela ha bona maobane.
Diphephetso tse le bileng le tsona ka hare ho mabatoa a fapafapaneng tsona le ile la fumana ditlaleho tsa teng?
Re diphephetso tse re bileng le tsona ile ba moo re fumana hona le ditsi tse ileng tsa bula ka mora ho nako. Lebaka e ne le ba bang ba basebetsi ba rona ba ka kgona hore ba itlhahise mosebetsing. Re ile ra ba le mathata a hore dikoloi tse di-area manager tsa rona di neng ba di sebedisa re di fumane dipantjhara e be ba jwale ditsi tsa rona di bula ka mora nako. Empa hang fela ha re tsebile molaetsa wa jwale re ile ra sebedisa tse ding ho phalla ho netefatsa hore ditsi tsa rona di a bula ka hobane ditsi tsa rona mona di 1738 kaofela ha tsona di butswe. Mathata a mang a o rileng ra ba le ona ke moo re ileng ra bona hona le di-service delivery protest, hona le di-community tse ne di kwala diheke tsa ditsi tsena tseo re di sebedisang. Empa South African Police Services ba ile ba re thusa ho bula ditsi tsena.
Re ntse re le ntlheng eo ya bakgethi ba letsatsing la maobane ho na le batho ba ileng ba tla ka dingongoreho tsa hore ba ile ba kgutliswa, empa ha re ntse re ya re batlisisa re utlwa taba ya section 24A. O ka re qhaqholela lona hanyenyana section 24A ena hore le letsatsing la hosane mohlang ho votuwang batho ba tsebe hore ke eng section 24A?
Mme section 24A ke molawana o fumanang ho Electoral Act man. Molawana o fa mokgethi monyetla wa hore a ka lo vota setsing seo a sa ingodisang ho sona. Ntlha ya bohlokwa mona ke hore mokgethi eo o lokela hore a etse notice ya intention ya hae ho commission e ikemetseng ya dikgetho kapo a etse kopo e jwalo ho chief electoral officer. Mme ha entse kopo eno o tla kreya molaetsa o mo jwetsa hore kopo ya hae analetswe. Mme jwalo o tla etsetswa ditlhophiso mo a kgethileng hore a lo vouta teng. Ke yona phapang e teng. Jwale ntho e ile etsa mathata ke hore ba bang bakgethi ba rona ba ile ba ya ditsing ba nahanne ba tla thuswa empa ba sa etsa kopo ya hore ba thuswe mono ka ho etsa notification e se ke bile ka yona. Mme wa bohlokwa o tshwantseng hore bakgethi ba rona ba o tsebe se ke ntswe molaong ke hona hore o etsa ditlhophiso pele o ka ya moo, mme tlhophiso tsa hao di ananelwe e be ba tla thuswa setsing se o kgethileng hore o tla lo etsa kgetho ya ho sona.
Network potso ya ka ya ho qetela ebile ha se ya ho qetela ha jwale IEC e ntse e etsa jwalo ka ntse re bona hore dipalo di ntse di nyoloha tsa ho balwa ka ke batla o nhlalosetsa hanyenyana hore ke eng ha jwale e ntse le hodima ha yona.
Okay. Ha re qeta mane ditsing tsa ho kgetha mme basebetsi ba rona ba tlebe ba nka result slip ena ya rona ba isa ofising ya rona kantorong ya bona moo. Mme ha ba fihla teng re fihla re etsa verification hore dintlha tseo re di hlokang di hantle, mme le hore result slip ena e tlatsitswe hantle. E be ba re scanner re capture di results tsena, re na le di auditor mono ba netefatsang hore se capture-ruweng le se hlahellang monana di a nyallana ha di tloa mono he mme di tla be di phatlalatswa diphetho tsenana ho ya ka mokgwa o ntso di bona ho fihlela ha kana re na le ditsi tsa ho kgethela tseo re se re fumaneng dipalopalo tsa teng di eme ho 310 ntse re tseba hore ditsi tsa rona ka kakaretso boemong ba province di 1738 jwale ntse di tla jwalo mona mo re leng teng ke mo re di kopanyang teng mme re di phatlalatsa hore mekgatlo ya dipolotiki re etetse mona ba bona hore ba ntse ba sebetsa ka tsela efe ditsing tseo ntse re qeta hore re kopanye dipalopalo
ha le sheba ho ya ka IEC sephetho re tla se thola neng jwalo ka baahi ba naha Afrika Borwa
provinceng ena ya rona re shebile hore ha re ka qeta hosane ho renya bohlano kwanana mme commission yona e ka ntsha phatlalatso mafelong ana a veke a re yang ho ona mohlomong bo Sontaha mane empa ba tla tsebisa bashebi ba start ba TV ena ya rona hore na letsatsi leno le tla ba neng
ya ho qetela jwalo ka se ke boletse re bona maponisa letsatsing la ka jeno bana re bona ho tletse haholo re bona sesole se teng monana maemo a lona ka taba ya tshireletso ke ya emeng jwang ka baka lena
maemo ana hantle ra tseba province ena ya rona ke province e batlang e kgutsitse haholo ilampa fela ya ba service delivery protest tse hlahileng mona le mane empa bana ba teng fela hore ba tlise botsitso bo ntse bo le teng ka hara province ena rona le hore hape ba re tshiyetse ho netefatsa hore dikgetho tsena di bolokehile mme mo mathata a ka bang teng ba namole e bang ho hlokahala tshebedisano ya rona le bona ebile ntle haholo le hona jwale ntse re tswella pele ka ho sebedisana hantle
Ntate Ntejane e re ke o lebohe ka puisano ena e re bileng le yona ke a tshepa le ho dumela hore babuhi hae ba Platinum Northwest TV hona le ho ba itutileng ngwana haholo tabeng yane ya section 24A Ntate Ntejane e re ke o lebohe
ke le bula haholo
thank you
ha eba khotso
mohe ke a tshepa le ho dumela hore o ithutile haholwanyana ka tse Ntate Ntejane a buileng ka tsona jwalo ka ha re fumana thuto letsatsi le tjhabang le dikelang jwalo ka ha Platinum Northwest TV re tseba hore ke mo re rutang batho etsa bonnete hore o ntso re sala morao ho Platinum Northwest TV ka tlasa lebitso la #SADSAT ha jwale re reporta ka mona ha gutla re tla be re na le puisano le mekga ya dipolotiki mo eta re bolela hore maikemisetso a bona ke eng le hore ke eng se ba se shebileng hore na se tla etsahala jwalo ka ha jwale o bona hore dipelo tsa bona ba di kentse sekotlolo mme ba tshepa le dumela hore dintho tsa bona di tla ba tsamaela hantle jwalo ka ha ba ntse ba iketela le matsatsing a fitileng ba etsa dintho tse ntle bakeng sa mekga ya bona hore e be matleng ha jwale e re ke potele ka mona
Platinum Northwest TV is a Northwest Province TV station that aims to cater for the diverse languages within the province and beyond borders, and has been able to secure a provincial footprint through facilities and relations with key drivers of the creative sector. With a regional flair, PNW TV will appeal to the Setswana, Sesotho, and Afrikaans-speaking population that has its stronghold in provinces such as the Northwest, the Free State, Northern Cape, and of course, our neighboring countries. The unique market niche that PNW TV aims for is a fertile breeding ground for broadcast opportunities and new markets. With an estimated population of 3.7 million people, the province has rich culture, immense creative talent, opportunities, and when showcased, could provide a viable economic deal pipeline. Our television station brings a complementary offering to what already exists on various mainstream platforms. Now, this means at Platinum Northwest TV, we educate, we empower, we enrich. Setswana and Sesotho languages stretch vast areas of the South African landscape, and when properly targeted through adequate shows and series, this may lead to new market and securing of unique audiences. Our audience will enjoy genres such as drama, telenovelas, factuality, music, religion, and comedy. Our new origins will broadcast daily between 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. and you can catch all the repeats during daytime with exciting daily shows with a live broadcast of news daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. This will inspire and communicate valuable information in the information age where language and interpretation may be a barrier. Platinum Northwest TV is competitive content that makes it viable for investment and continuity. Our team is selected from a pool of talented and highly creative broadcaster and media experts in and around South Africa, and may also form part of the world as the business grows. Investment in human capital is a key driving factor to the success of PNW TV, and this will improve global insight that drive a competitive commercial product and service for the station. At PNW TV, our clients' and viewers' best interest will always come first, and everything we do will be guided by our values and professional ethics. We will ensure that we hold ourselves accountable to the highest standard by meeting our clients' business needs completely. PNW TV is established with the aim of maximizing profitability in the TV industry. This will ensure that we compete favorably with leading television stations in South Africa and, of course, throughout the globe in regions with similar market interests to ours. We will therefore operate broadcasting studios and facilities, produce exciting television programming content, transmitting programming to affiliated broadcast station, create abrasive advertising campaigns, and provide media and advertising advisory and consulting services. Did you know that the contagious and influential hip-hop music genre Mokoatle is homegrown in the Northwest Province, invented by the youth of Mahikeng? Check the likes of Jabberman aka Hip Hop Pantsola, Kulichana, Dukes Senganga, and Fifi Cooper. Let's take Kiabetswe, an actress and musician. She's also from our neighborhood. We will use her journey to tell her story of inspiration to our young people. Thank you for watching Platinum Northwest TV.
Thank you very much to our viewers. Welcome back. I'm Tao Mohabi for the continued afternoon drive. And I would like to thank my top Mokoatle for absolute views on what's been happening during this election coverage. As we've seen earlier on today, the votes have been continued to trickle down, and the IC has confirmed a certain amount of vote counting has taken place. And we'll be in conversation with the EFF's Papikile Babule.
No, thank you very much, and let me greet the listeners of Northwest Platinum TV.
Mr. Babule, Currently, the EFF is number 2 in the provincial legislature, and you'll be aiming for more seats. What is your target?
Our target is to remove the ANC from power. So, and we have been working to win these elections. We are very hopeful that by end of today or tomorrow morning, the results will be clear that the ANC is out of power in Northwest.
And on a national base, it's very interesting also. The Mokoatle Sizwe party has also taken the country by storm so far, and many believe they will get that majority enough to get into parliament. Not majority, but enough to get a seat into parliament. What is the EFF's view on that?
No, South Africa is a democratic country, and every political party has a right to contest elections. As NK, is what is expected. We contested, so everyone who contested, we expect them to be in parliament. So the EFF is going to be a ruling party. We are going to union building after this process.
And so you're in the KZN region. Where to from here next?
Look, the results are not yet confirmed. They are not yet done, in particular in KZN. If you look at the results board of the IEC, your eThekwini and so on, they are not yet counted. And that's where actually our votes are. We have worked very hard in eThekwini and many other districts which are not yet counted as we speak now. We believe that we are still going to see the EFF increasing its support base in KZN. You'd remember that we got more than 400,000 votes in the last elections, and now, as we can see, many votes have not yet been counted, and as they are counted, we are going to get our share out of those votes.
Back home in the Northwest, coalition, will there be any thought of coalition with the ANC if you cannot unseat them in the province?
We will work with any party that agrees to our policies. Our policies are very simple. They speak to the downtrodden of our people. They speak to the working class. If the ANC is willing to give our services to our people, if any party is willing to give services to our people, they are willing to nationalize, they are willing to expropriate, they are willing to establish a state bank, they are willing to industrialize, we are going to work with them. We don't have a problem with any party. But as we speak, we are eyeing to govern this province as the EFF.
And it has been a very much talked about issue. Do you feel that your party explained enough thoroughly to everyone what your party wants to achieve through land without expropriation, without compensation?
I would say we have done our part, especially during campaigning and since the formation of the EFF, to explain our position. And amongst everything else that we've been doing as a political party, we have always put the land question at the forefront in trying to explain the position of the EFF and the purpose of us saying we need to expropriate land without compensation for all equal redistribution.
Surprisingly enough, or rather, predominantly only white Afrikaner place, the EFF has managed to get a vote there. How does that even possible?
That is possible because we have South Africans in all corners of South Africa, and we have EFF voters in all corners of this country. So even in Orania, in Stellenbosch, everywhere in this country, we have supporters of the EFF. Afrikaners, they are not actually opposed to the policies of the EFF because themselves knows that they don't own the land. The land is owned by very few families in this country. The wealth of this country is owned by very few people in this country. Some of the very poor white people who doesn't own even a piece of land, they have a serious problem with our policy without even reading what we are saying, which is actually going to benefit them if they were to support the EFF and the EFF was to govern this country.
And There's been much talk about the IEC's independence and how they've conducted themselves. What is the EFF's position on the IEC?
These elections actually they were ran the West since 1994 because everything else that happened from Monday till yesterday, we tried to warn the IEC and tried to encourage them to improve. One, you'd understand that we have long raised the issue of them employing SADU members as presiding officers, long, 2 years back. And we said to them, don't employ these people because they've already declared their support for the ANC. Now, yesterday, we got into a situation where a presiding officer who is a teacher in Kagiso Nomolopo tried to manipulate the process to favor a particular political party. That matter is on social media, is on Facebook, where he's captured running away with ballot boxes without being escorted. In Matosana, there's a person an official of the IEC who was caught after voting while he's not even appearing in the voters' roll. And we open a case against that person. There is a criminal case opened. The IEC dismissed that person. Volmaranstad in Makwasi Hills Ward 3, same story. An official of the IEC allowing ANC members brought by Kumbis to come and vote without appearing in the voters' roll. I mean, is a lot. In Lichtenburg, you have ANC track opened, playing music, campaigning, telling people to go and vote for the ANC and so on. We open a case against that. In Muritil, the same story. ANC councillor moving around the community, telling the community to vote for the ANC. We have opened criminal cases. We have laid a lot of complaints with the IEC where ballot boxes were tampered with, ballot boxes were not sealed, voters were turned away without voting. And there are so many issues that we raised with the IEC. Even now, their response, we don't understand it. There's a situation where even electricity, just before counting, electricity trapped in other areas, which was deliberate. And IEC was not prepared at that moment to switch on their backup generators or backup lights. We had to wait for the IEC to go and fetch, as if they don't know the problems of this country of load shedding.
Do you feel, what are the lessons that the IEC could learn going forward from this?
It's actually not lessons. They must leave their attitude of trying to service the ANC and pleasing the ANC, thinking that the ANC is the only party which is entitled to be in power. That is the first part. They must leave that attitude. The IEC must employ people who are competent, who knows the work. They must go through some tests. There are basic things that these people should be knowing as presiding officers. They don't know. They don't even know how to resolve conflict in the voting station. A staff member of the IEC was stabbed yesterday by another staff member of the IEC. Simple issues which the IEC was supposed to be able to detect. So they must leave that and employ people who are very competent. Make sure that young people are employed and leave those old guys who are members of SADU.
Do you think the National Assembly's decision to also reduce the funding for the IEC played a role with them not having the adequate funds to deal with all the financing of the material required and everything else?
Look, the issue of funding is something else which the National Assembly will have to look into. But the IEC must use the little they have to make sure that they run a free, fair and transparent process. Look, you can't say you didn't procure proper quality seals because of funding. You know the role which seals are playing in an electoral process, and you are supposed to make sure that whichever seal you procure are proper quality so that there are no disputes, nobody complains about them and so on. So they should have used the little resources they have to maximize quality and free, fair and transparent process.
And with the last word, do you think this country is ready for a coalition government at national level, even though at local level it is shown to be disruptive and not productive?
I don't know what you're talking about, because I know of few municipalities that are run through coalition and they are running smoothly. So there are countries which are run through coalition, they are running smoothly. The ANC people must accept, and the DA, they must accept that there are new role players and we are not going anywhere. So if there is coalition, they must accept that we will be there and we are going to play a role. So we'll make sure that this government is run successfully and we provide services to our people, because that is what actually is important to all of us.
Thank you, Mr. Babule.
Thank you, and thank you to the viewers.
And that is Papikili Babule, Provincial Secretary of the EFF in the Northwest. I'm Tao Mohapi from the ROC at the National Results Center in Mahikeng, Northwest.
Type of content I want to see is just from the soul, original, represent the youth, represent the elders, represent all forms of music.
And shout out to Northwest as a whole. I think the channel should prioritize more Northwest artists, old and new. It would be dope to have a lot of like the old school Mokoatle play, just to remind the kids, where all this comes from. And why cats when you invest and everybody else from the new age exists. Squad.
Platinum Northwest TV is a Northwest Province TV station that aims to cater for the diverse languages within the province and beyond borders, and has been able to secure a provincial footprint through facilities and relations with key drivers of the creative sector. With a regional flair, PNW TV will appeal to the Setswana, Sesotho, and Afrikaans-speaking population that has its stronghold in provinces such as the Northwest, the Free State, Northern Cape, and of course, our neighboring countries. The unique market niche that PNW TV aims for is a fertile breeding ground for broadcast opportunities and new markets. With an estimated population of 3.7 million people, the province has rich culture, immense creative talent, opportunities, and when showcased, could provide a viable economic deal pipeline. Our television station brings a complementary offering to what already exists on various mainstream platforms. Now this means at Platinum Northwest TV, we educate, we empower, we enrich. Setswana and Sesotho languages stretch vast areas of the South African landscape, and when properly targeted through adequate shows and series, this may lead to new market and securing of unique audiences. Our audience will enjoy genres such as drama, telenovelas, factuality, music, religion, and comedy. Our new origins will broadcast daily between 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. and you can catch all the repeats during daytime with exciting daily shows with a live broadcast of news daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. This will inspire and communicate valuable information in the information age where language and interpretation may be a barrier.
Welcome back to my viewers. We continue our talks with political parties regarding the vote counting here at the IEC Results Center in Mahikeng in the Northwest. Now joining me is Mokoatle party representative in the Northwest, Lorato Teme.
Dumelang bahagi ba rona.
The vote tsa MK di bona di go thabisa kudu.
Ra rona ke nnete di a itumedisa. Re tsena go e go leboga baagi ba rona ba ba bontshitseng tshepo mo go rona le go re ikanya mo nakong tse di thata. Re itumetse thata bogolo segolo ka ntlha ya gore re ne re tsene mo teng ga ntwa e kgolo re sena ditlamelwana tsa rona le dibetsa tse leng gore re tla lwana ka tsone go ya ko pele. Me ka ntlha ya thata ya modimo re bone modimo a re direla di makatso ra fitlhella mo re fitlheletseng teng. e re leboge thata baagi ba rona gonne ke bone ba re beile mo mmepeng mo letsatsing la gompieno e seng fela mo porofenseng ya rona ya Bokone Bophirima le ko nationale bo di-province di tshwana le KZN, Mpumalanga le Gauteng tseo di tla netefatsang gore re iponela ditilo kgotsana one madulo ko parlamenteng ya rona ya bosetšhaba.
Currently, MK in the KZN region has overtaken everyone by storm and is currently leading the polls. As MK, as an MK member, how does that make you feel?
Re ikutlwa re le motlotlo thata ba re dirile motlotlo gonne 2/3 majority e ne re batla mo di-provinceng di le 9 ba re bontshitse gore go a kgonagala ebile ba re bontshitse gore mo go nang le tirisano mmogo teng mo go nang le kitlano teng mo go nang le ditlamelwana teng re ka kgona go dira go feta jaaka re dirile re le Northwest e re bontsha gore mo ngwageng tse di tlang morago ga ngwaga tse 5 tse mo re leng mo teng mo re tlile go dira re latella di-province di tshwana le KZN go fitlhelela 23 ya rona jaaka re ne re solofetse eo e tlile gore kgontsha gore madulo a re a bonang ko parlamenteng ya rona ga e le gore ga re tle go kgona gore re fetole molaotheo wa rona jaaka e le maitlhomo le maikaelelo re kgone go e fetola re diragatse tseo setšhaba sa rona se re kopileng ga ne re bua ka dipilara tsa rona di le robedi e neng e le ya lefatshe le dikugo tsa di tswang dikumo thoro tsa rona tse di tswang mo tlase ga lefatshe re di bitsa re re ke di-mineral resources.
Ga o bua ka parlamente yana ka gore IEC Constitutional Court e buile gore Re Zuma ka se e be yena kgona go go pele a etele go pele go representa mokgatlho ke mang e ka ba gore e tlo ba yene go etela MK ko parlamenteng?
Ga re bua jana rona re le mo Mokoatle ga re tlhaile ka gope boeteledipele ebile re na le bokgoni bo bo farologaneng gore le ga mopresidente wa rona a ka seka a kgona go re etelela pele ko parlamenteng go na le bao re setseng re ba beilwe leitlho gore ba tla re emela sentle ga e le gore re kgona gore re tseye setilo se sa bopresidente go ya ko pele ke ka mo re bile re buang re sena pelaelo gore ga re a tshoga ebile ga re ise re tsamaye re ga re kitla re tsamaya re ya ko gonne go ne go ntse go na le tshwetso ya gore borataro ba rona bo go godimo ga bo kitla bo ya ko parlamenteng gore ba kgone gore ba lemoge le go sekaseka gore maloko ao a romilweng ko ntlo bosetšhaba le mo diporofenseng tsa rona ba diragatsa kgotsa ba tsenya tirisong melao le melawana le maikemisetso le ditshepiso tseo re di fileng batlhophi ba rona ke ka mo ebile re sa tsikinyegeng ga e le gore e ntse jalo go ne go ntse go na le selebo sa mofuta o gore borataro ba rona ga bo kitla bo ya parlamenteng mme gone ga rena pelaelo ya gore ga re ka fitlhela e le gore re tlhoka gore Mokoatle e etelelwe pele re na le bao ba re ba beileng maitlho mme ga re kitla re ba bua gona anong jana ra go emela nako e maleba re be re bua gore ke mang o e leng mopresidente wa Mokoatle gonne re na le bokgoni bo bo tseneletseng mo gare ga rona re na le baitseanape ba e leng gore ba kgona ebile ba ka busa botoka mo Aforika Borwa ba sa rekise lefatshe la rona la Aforika Borwa.
Mokgatlho wa lona mo Bokone Bophirima tswelopele ya teng ke le shebe e le kae gobane ga e so fitlhe bo le o ka re e tla ba gore le kene mo legislature ya mo Bokone Bophirima?
Re santsane re na le tshepo ya gore go na le dipalopalo tse e leng gore di saletse ko morago mo dikgaolong tse di rileng santsane re na le tshepo gore ga go ntse go ile re tla iponela madulo le ga ka nna mabedi kgotsana a le mararo gore re tsene mo teng ga kokwano theo ya rona ya Bokone Bophirima morago ga mo ke gone re tla buang gore re fitlheletse tse kae ditilo ga go sena go fediwa go bala dikgaolo tsotlhe tse re nang le tsone mo Bokone Bophirima.
Go heleletsa ma IEC go ile le di-complaints tse di ngata ka tsone lona le na le matshwenyego ka IEC jaaka Mokoatle?
Re na le matshwenyego jaaka Mokoatle ra go dira sekai fela ga re tsena mo go balweng ga di ballot papers go na le mo e leng gore ba itse sentle gore after counting ba tshwanetse gore go nne le result slip tse leng gore go kwalwa dipalopalo gore lekoko le le rile le iponetse bokae mme mo di voting districting tse dingwe kgotsa na stationeng tse dingwe ga go ka ganna jalo go phuthilwe fela ebile go sa tladiwa dipampiri tseo tse di maleba ebile di-party agent di sa saenela di-results ga o le motho o na le tlhaloganyo sentle o ipotsa gore go a go diragalang a ba tla tlatsa diresiti tseo ka dipalopalo tse e leng gore di badilwe mo pele ga di-party agents kgotsana ba tla dira botsukunape ke ka moo re ka sekang ra netefatsa gore go ka nna le transparency le fairness mo processing ga dio dimo di diragala jana ha o tla go lebelela go na le mabokoso mangwe a neng a fitlhelwa a butse segolo bogolo jang go bojanala e le gore go nne le tempering ya di-sile tse ne ile gore re makala gore go reng gantsi kganye e diragetse thata ko bojanala mo gongwe ka di-special votes ga ne di bulwa go ne go na le tse di leng gore di extra ka 9 go ipotswa gore di tswa kae di tsene yang mo gongwe go itlhatswe le gore go na le ballot paper e nngwe e le fofatshe ke dio tse leng gore di tsamaya di makatsa ga re lebeletse melao le tsamaiso ya IEC mme re sa lebale gore ga re tla go lebella bontsi ba rona bo e leng gore ga bo a kgona go iponela go vouta ke ka ntlha molao wa section 24A mo e leng gore IEC ka seka ya ikanya di-televisione gonne go na le batho ba rona bo rantshonyana bao ba senang di-televisione ba ba leng ko magaeng a kgakala ba ba sa kgoneng go fitlhelela go itse ka diphetogo tse e leng gore di teng mo IEC ra ikuela gore mo nakong e tlang go nne le voter education e tseneletseng IEC e rute batho gore section 24A ke eng ba seka ba azuma gore re na le mafaratlhatlha rotlhe ebile re na le di-television mo re ka itseng ditshwetso tse di tshotsweng kgotsa na diphetogo mo molaotheong tse di leng teng mo IEC
go heleletsa ma ke o ka re o ka batla gore IEC thutile yone ka di-election tse le tse tlang
IEC
what are the lessons to be learned for the next elections for the IEC?
re nagana gore ba tshwanetse gore ba lemoge gore makoko re bantsi ga go tlhole go na le makoko a le mane fela mo provinceng ye ebile makoko a oketsegile le mo country ra go ba rotloetsa gore ba lemoge gore jaanong go na le vigilance le gore re na le interest e tseneletseng ka mo ba dirang ka teng gore a mme ba dira ka go sokama a mme ba ikemetse jaaka ba re ba ikemetse ore ba tsa le tlhakore la lekoko lengwe la sepolotiki ebile ba reetsa lone thata ke ka mo re batlang gore mo gongwe ra go dira sekai jaaka ko Vryburg ko Naledi mo re fitlhetseng motho o berekang in African National Congress Constitution a hirilwe jaaka motho wa IEC re bua le motho o nang le tshusumetso mo setšhabeng ya sepolotiki mme a hirilwe go nna an IEC official mara ne ra itumedisiwa ke gore morago ga gore go nne le kgaruru e neng e le mo go ne ga nna le tumalano ya gore a tswe ka station ga re itse gore IEC ba feleditse ba mo terminatile kgotsa na go diragala jang mme gape re itumelela gore jaaka ne ba bua gore ga o canvasa ko ntle ga di-station o tla tshwarwa molao o ba o tsentse mo tirisong ka gore o mongwe o neng a dira jalo o ne a isiwa ko ntlo le fitshwaneng seo se raya gore ba bangwe ba tla itse gore ga ba dira tse e leng gore di kgatlhanong le melao le melawana e re e beetsweng ba tla ya ntlo le fitshwaneng kwa ntleng ga go kadikanya
ga leboga mme ka nako ya gago.
Thank you very much.
People, that was MK representative Mayor Lorato Teme. We'll be back after taking a short break.
Thank you. Oh, baby.
Platinum Northwest TV is a Northwest Province TV station that aims to cater for the diverse languages within the province and beyond borders, and has been able to secure a provincial footprint through facilities and relations with key drivers of the creative sector. With a regional flair, PNW TV will appeal to the Setswana, Sesotho, and Afrikaans-speaking population that has its stronghold in provinces such as the Northwest, the Free State, Northern Cape, and of course, our neighboring countries. The unique market niche that PNW TV aims for is a fertile breeding ground for broadcast opportunities and new markets. With an estimated population of 3.7 million people, the province has rich culture, immense creative talent, opportunities, and when showcased, could provide a viable economic deal pipeline. Our television station brings a complementary offering to what already exists on various mainstream platforms. Now this means at Platinum Northwest TV, we educate, we empower, we enrich. Setswana and Sesotho languages stretch vast areas of the South African landscape, and when properly targeted through adequate shows and series, this may lead to new market and securing of unique audiences. Our audience will enjoy genres such as drama, telenovelas, factuality, music, religion, and comedy. Our new origins will broadcast daily between 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. and you can catch all the repeats during daytime with exciting daily shows with a live broadcast of news daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. This will inspire and communicate valuable information in the information age where language and interpretation may be a barrier. Platinum Northwest TV is competitive content that makes it viable for investment and continuity. Our team is selected from a pool of talented and highly creative broadcaster and media experts in and around South Africa, and may also form part of the world as the business grows. Investment in human capital is a key driving factor to the success of PNW TV, and this will improve global insight that drive a competitive commercial product and service for the station.
Welcome back to all our viewers. As we continue our coverage of the 2024 elections, joining me here in studio is Rise Mzansi Northwest organizer, Mr. Kagisho Munyado. Welcome, sir.
No, thanks very much for having us.
Mr. Organizer, Rise Mzansi in the Northwest has been getting there, just not good enough as yet, but the votes are still being counted. What are your expectations?
Yeah, safe to say it is still early days. Most of our stronghold have not yet sent through results, and but we are hopeful that with the scoreboard ticking, we should be home safe and dry. From what we are getting on the ground is that we have done superbly well in some of the wards that we know we had targeted. It then speaks to our preparation, including our research in terms of which specific wards to target, because as you know, when Rise Mzansi was given birth to by the community or the people of South Africa, we only had less than 7 months to prepare for elections. I'm saying 7 months, one would ask for but Rise Mzansi is about 1 year old, and why is it 7 months? 7 months in a sense that we had to do a lot soon after we had pronounced the birth of Rise Mzansi on the 19th of April 2023. So we after that we had to do some kind of like administration work in terms of registering the organization and going through the process, and it was only in July that we were sure that Rise Mzansi is indeed a registered political party with the IEC. Then that was the time where we started doing our electioneering for the campaign thereof.
What are some of your strongholds? Because with coverage that we've seen, a lot of Rise Mzansis I would say, focus has been particularly on the Rustenburg area, so to speak. Is that one of your strongholds that you have in this province?
Yeah, Rustenburg, for obvious reason, Rustenburg is accountable for the majority of the population of the Northwest Province, and also Ngakamodiri Molema, but we did not leave out areas such as Taung, Eolekwatemanning in the Bloemhof, and many other areas like Bongamusa and others. So we are hopeful that by the time elections results get released from those areas, Rise Mzansi should be able to overtake other parties that have been there but have not really made a mark in terms of electoral presence in legislature, and those that have been there, they have not made significant difference in terms of redefining the politics or championing interest of those that are left out, and they are the most needy, the poor, and those that are regarded as nobodies that are left in the periphery. So we should be able to get a seat or two in the Northwest Provincial Legislature. It all depends on the results as they come through, but safe to say, if you ask me this question tomorrow morning at 8, I would have said to you, my brother, watch me outside celebrating.
So those 2 seats that you are targeting, this election already or the next one?
This election's already.
This election's already. There's been a lot of fuss also when it comes to the funding of Rise Mzansi. Particular talks of money going through companies that have not released their own financial statement to show who are the funders to them, then the money goes to Rise Mzansi. What is your comment on that?
We have got a lot of political parties. Actually, all these political parties that are here are funded. But it's so surprising that the only question that is reserved for Rise Mzansi is who's funding you. I would want to land in a situation where we ask DA who's funding them, because Rise Mzansi, unprovoked, we were the first people to announce without having been asked by IEC or any of the agencies in South Africa that these are the people who are funding us. These are good South Africans who are saying we want South Africa to rise. So up until we ask the EFF where they get money to fill stadiums, Rise Mzansi is still saying that question is still irrelevant, because we as Rise Mzansi are making it public knowledge as to who our funders are.
So if it becomes a situation where Rise Mzansi, as you say, become kingmakers, what are you open to? Which political party are you open to going to a coalition with?
There are political parties that we may consider, even though we have not had those discussions, because we are really not going to count your eggs before they hatch. So we have since focused on running our race and ensuring that we don't get distracted by coalition talks, because we had some few months ago that people are planning to go to the moon. How, we don't know, but as Rise Mzansi, we have not yet crossed that bridge, and we'll cross it when we get to it.
There's also been many issues surrounding the IEC, the independence, how they're investigating matters that have been brought before them. What are some of the complaints or concerns have you raised, or the Rise Mzansi has raised with the IEC?
Now, I personally have raised an issue or issues. It's relatively one and the same, where people were returned from voting stations because the zip machine was able to identify who they are, but the problem is that they don't appear on the voters roll. But the problem is that when you lodge such complaints, even when you log them on the system here, it takes forever for them to get resolved. But we are not going to talk much about what IEC did or did not do, because all of us can see that these elections, from the administrative point of view, they were a serious mess. And we don't know, because I was telling my colleagues that this is the first time I see IEC refusing to give political parties voters' roll. And I think it now makes sense given what transpired in voting districts, so where people were turned back, and it is what it is, man.
Do you think that the IEC did enough education, primarily on the front of section 24A?
I'm not really on par with the work of the commission, and I'm not going to speak on their behalf. Safe to say we have seen IEC in courts more than they were on the ground. So, yeah, can't really comment on that.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Most welcome.
That was Rise Mzansi's Northwest organizer, Mr. Kahisho. Thank you, and we'll take a short break and we'll be back.
Thanks, Brack.
Thank you.
Be you, do you, we need to see more of you.
Yo, Kishoma Jersey, aka the Black Cinderella. You are watching Platinum Northwest TV.
Yeah, Platinum Northwest TV. Twice a year, you know we're rocking it. TT.
And this one is dedicated to Pro Kid and Jabba. RIP to the Kingsman.
Sanbonani Platinum Northwest TV.
Hi, Platinum Northwest TV. My name is Dr. Rebecca Malupa. I love you. Mwah.
Type of content I want to see is just from the soul, original, represent the youth, represent the elders, represent all forms of music.
And shout out to Northwest as a whole. I think the channel should play, prioritize more Northwest artists, old and new. It would be dope to have a lot of like the old school Mokoatle play, just to remind the kids, you know, where all this comes from. And why Cats will invest and everybody else from the new age exists. Squad.
Platinum Northwest TV is a Northwest Province TV station that aims to cater for the diverse languages within the province and beyond borders, and has been able to secure a provincial footprint through facilities and relations with key drivers of the creative sector. With a regional flair, PNW TV will appeal to the Setswana, Sesotho, and Afrikaans-speaking population that has its stronghold in provinces such as the Northwest, the Free State, Northern Cape, and of course, our neighboring countries. The unique market niche that PNW TV aims for is a fertile breeding ground for broadcast opportunities and new markets. With an estimated population of 3.7 million people, the province has rich culture, immense creative talent, opportunities, and when showcased, could provide a viable economic deal pipeline. Our television station brings a complementary offering to what already exists on various mainstream platforms. Now this means at Platinum Northwest TV, we educate, we empower, we enrich. Setswana and Sesotho languages stretch vast areas of the South African landscape, and when properly targeted through adequate shows and series, this may lead to new market and securing of unique audiences. Our audience will enjoy genres such as drama, telenovelas, factuality, music, religion, and comedy. Our new origins will broadcast daily between 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. and you can catch all the repeats during daytime with exciting daily shows with a live broadcast of news daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. This will inspire and communicate valuable information in the information age where language and interpretation may be a barrier. Platinum Northwest TV is competitive content that makes it viable for investment and continuity. Our team is selected from a pool of talented and highly creative broadcaster and media experts in and around South Africa, and may also form part of the world as the business grows. Investment in human capital is a key driving factor to the success of PNW TV, and this will improve global insight that drive a competitive commercial product and service for the station. At PNW TV, our clients' and viewers' best interest will always come first, and everything we do will be guided by our values and professional ethics. We will ensure that we hold ourselves accountable to the highest standard by meeting our clients' business needs completely. PNW TV is established with the aim of maximizing profitability in the TV industry. This will ensure that we compete favorably with leading television stations in South Africa and, of course, throughout the globe in regions with similar market interests to ours. We will therefore operate broadcasting studios and facilities, produce exciting television programming content, transmitting programming to affiliated broadcast station, create abrasive advertising campaigns, and provide media and advertising advisory and consulting services. Did you know that the contagious and influential hip-hop music genre Mokoatle is homegrown in the Northwest Province, invented by the youth of Mahikeng? Check the likes of Jabberman, aka Hip Hop Pantsola, Kulichana, Dukes Singanga, and Fifi Cooper. Let's take Kiabetswe, an actress and musician. She's also from our neighborhood. We will use her journey to tell her story of inspiration to our young people. Thank you.
Welcome back to all our viewers. As we, Platinum Northwest TV, continue our coverage of the General Elections 2024, we are live here at the ROC in Mahikeng, Northwest. With me here is Mr. Leon Boson, of the provincial leader of the Democratic Alliance.
Good day, and also thank you for having me, and good day to your viewers.
Mr. Boson, what are the DA's expectations after these elections?
Well, firstly, we will keep the majority in the Western Cape. We'll get around 55%. The DA nationally will get in the region of 25 to 26%. The ANC will drop to 41%. In Northwest, the counts at the moment, we've seen now there is 63,000 DA votes. That's already been counted, but it does not reflect on the board. We believe that we will be the official opposition in the legislature, taking back 7 or 8 members to the legislature. So we had an excellent election campaign, and we want to thank all the voters that went out and stood in queues to use their democratic right to go and vote.
Yes, speaking of the provincial legislature, in 2019 you had 4 seats actually, and 11% of the vote to say. So the big climb right now really shows that voters in the Northwest are really getting behind the DA to be the official opposition party. And nationally, also a big jump. People refuse to believe that the DA will even get above 20%. Now it's close to 25% of the vote, meaning the ANC will also drop below the majority mark. Is this country ready for coalition government at national level?
Well, I think that is a way forward. We will get into a situation in Parliament, where I'm also a member of Parliament, or I was. I'll be going back as soon as this election is over. That they can no longer use their majority to push things through. They'll need to negotiate. And I think for the democracy of this country, it's a good thing. We've had a government for more than 30 years that ruled, and before that it was a national party. For many years they also governed. And I think for South Africa, I think it would be best for South Africa to have coalition governments, where the one party and the other and another party could balance out what the best would be for South Africa.
Which parties would the DA would want to go into bed with, so to speak, in terms of coalitions?
Well, we've already got the charter, the multi-party charter, and we've already agreed last year, the 1st of April, we announced that, and we've got a charter in place. So we've got our partners, and we'll see whether we as a collective can govern. If we can't govern, we will go back to our partners in the coalition and then decide what is the best way for South Africa going forward.
So speaking of those partners, many believe that the DA is actually, one would say, the big brother of the partnership, where you lead, they just follow. They have no say, which is said to be will cause instability within the partnership. Would that assumption be true?
No. I think we've written up how we will govern if we govern, and we've got the same values. These parties agreed on what is best for South Africa going forward, and what is our values, and what do we see would be best for South Africa to rescue South Africa. So we have been negotiating for more than a year now. So it's not like we've seen in municipal elections, you've got 14 days to get a coalition together and you struggle. We decided a year ago to get this thing going so that when it comes to the coalition agreements that needs to come to effect, we already know what to do. And you will see that now in Gauteng as well. We will most probably govern in Gauteng as well. KZN, it's also something that the ANC is going to lose. But I think we are not afraid sitting around the table with our coalition partners and agreeing on the way forward. We don't see ourselves as the big brother, although it is always important to have a big anchor to bring also stability, but we also respect the other partners, the votes they bring to the table. That's also valuable for us. It's going to work for South Africa.
Yes, there's been also many voices against the government's NHI bill, from the EFF to many other parties who are not satisfied with the framework of it and the funding of it and everything. What is SDA's position?
Well, we cannot afford it. That kind of bill, it's not been thought out clearly. The bill is, it won't go through constitutional court. So we feel that the government used that now to sign it to get them more votes. But unfortunately, I think that backfired on them, because we must remember that there is a lot of people that's got a medical aid. We all know what is the state of our provincial medical aids, where people's got to stand in queues and clinics and they can't get medicine, there's not good doctors. Now you want to take that system, you can't fix that system. You want to take a system away where people that work and pay for their medical aid, now they must lose their medical aid, and the people are not interested in losing that security, because that is a security if you can afford it. We think that the government must get their act together, and hopefully we can be part of such a government to make sure that we get our clinics and our provincial hospitals up to standard, where it's first class medical aid that we can give to citizens of South Africa.
Speaking of here in Northwest, our infrastructure is bad. How would the DA help resolve it, such as the roads, electricity issues, and the water issues in this province?
Yeah, look, infrastructure in this province is a major concern. Our roads, you see what happened. The Premier, they gave donkey cars to communities to drive because the roads you can't drive on. And then he goes out in Parliament with the opening to say that we've got excellent roads in this province. People that stay here and then drive here, they experience that we don't have that kind of roads. So the first thing we will have to do is we'll have to do a skills audit. We must make sure that the people that this government appoints can do the job. It's no longer jobs for pals. This province has got a 53% unemployment rate. We must get away from red tape, get the private sector in to come and assist us to fix this infrastructure. Because if we can get the private sector in to come and assist, we will create more jobs. The government is not there to fix the stuff. The government's there to create the environment where the private sector can come and invest money in this beautiful province of ours.
The government have continuously said more jobs, they'll create job employment, and they fail to do so. What could be the reason that they fail to grasp the simple fact of implementing those promises that they've made?
Well, that's the only thing they do. It's just a promise. They have not worked out how they're going to create the jobs. They only promise to the people there will be a job. Vote for me, we'll make sure there will be a job. The government must create an environment where the private sector will come and invest. People from overseas come and invest in this province that can create jobs. We've got a lot of minerals in this province. We can utilize these minerals and export products. Now we export the mineral and we import the product. We can manufacture it in this country and we can export that. And that is a way of enriching our own people and creating jobs for the people in this province.
Thank you, Mr. Basson.
Thank you very much.
That was DA Provincial Leader Leon Basson, who joined us today. We'll be right back after a short break.
Be you, do you, we need to see more of you.
Yo, Kishoma Josie, aka the Black Cinderella. You are watching Platinum Northwest TV.
Yeah, Platinum Northwest TV, Twasa here, you know we're rocking it.
And this one is dedicated to Pro Kid and Chaba, RIP to the Kingsman.
Sanbonani Platinum Northwest TV.
Hi, Platinum Northwest TV. My name is Dr. Rebecca Malupa. Love you. Mwah.
Type of content I want to see is just from the soul, original, represent the youth, represent the elders, represent all forms of music.
Shout out to Northwest as a whole. I think the channel should prioritize more Northwest artists, old and new. It would be dope to have a lot of like the old school Mokoatle play, just to remind the kids, you know, where all this comes from. And why Cats when you vest and everybody else from the new age exists. Squad.
Platinum Northwest TV is a Northwest Province TV station that aims to cater for the diverse languages within the province and beyond borders, and has been able to secure a provincial footprint through facilities and relations with key drivers of the creative sector. With a regional flair, PNW TV will appeal to the Setswana, Sesotho, and Afrikaans-speaking population that has its stronghold in provinces such as the Northwest, the Free State, Northern Cape, and of course, our neighboring countries. The unique market niche that PNW TV aims for is a fertile breeding ground for broadcast opportunities and new markets. With an estimated population of 3.7 million people, the province has rich culture, immense creative talent, opportunities, and when showcased, could provide a viable economic deal pipeline. Our television station brings a complementary offering to what already exists on various mainstream platforms. Now this means at Platinum Northwest TV, we educate, we empower, we enrich.
Welcome back, our viewers, as we continue our live coverage at the ROC in Mahikeng at the IEC's Results Operations Center. With me here is Action SA's Premier Candidate in the Northwest.
Good afternoon, and thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to come to the center. I am excited. Thank you very much.
Mr. Mangope, what are your expectations of the Action SA's results in these elections?
Well, let me say this first and foremost, it's still early. We are confident that we are going to make good strides in these elections. That is what we have been waiting for as Action SA. We identified the elections as Project 2024, particularly the 29th, that is yesterday on the election day. And this is what we have been working towards as a party in this province and nationally for that matter.
And your party's views and values, the core of it, you firmly believe that your Action SA is the right party to lead this country forward and this province forward?
I've got no doubt about that. I am very, very confident that we are the party with relevant, appropriate, implementable, time-bound policies which were informed by the 30 years of policies that the current ruling party crafted, good policies, but those policies were not implementable. I don't know, is it because of lack of will to implement those policies, but we believe we have policies that are informed by what we have experienced in the last 30 years.
There's also been complaints from different parties about the unfairness of the IEC and many other things. Has there anything been concerning to you as the Action SA?
Well, I am indeed very, very concerned about the reports that have been coming in. I don't think the IEC covered itself in glory, particularly on the first day of the elections, and many other reports that are filtering in. I am definitely not happy with what has transpired, much as it is what we read in the media. But you know, there's no smoke without fire. So I have got my doubts about the ability and capability of the IEC, given the fact that, you know, they assured the nation that everything is intact, but clearly there are many loopholes. And we are still going to hear more, by the way. And this is only the first day after elections. I guess we are going to hear other disturbing news with regards to the administration of these elections by the IEC.
Many could point to the fact that the IEC itself was defunded from a lot of funds by the government. Do you think that played a role in them not being prepared enough for these elections?
Well, I wouldn't know about being underfunded. The IEC came out boldly to say they are ready for the elections. Maybe I could have missed the point where they indicated being underfunded, but from the statements that they made publicly, I was under the impression that this is an organization that is well equipped, capacitated to conduct credible elections.
Your party's target in the province, a seat in the legislature, or 2 or 3?
Why do you score so low? We are not a party of scoring, saying maybe we'll get this. We want to rule this province, and we believe we are a capable party to rule this province. And I'm not going to think about 1 or 2 seats like you say. I'm saying we are going to govern in this province.
Thank you. And that was Action SA Premier Candidate of Northwest, Mr. Khosi Wangope.
Thank you.
And right now we are heading back to Studio 1 to my colleague Topoe wa Mokoatle.
Type of content I want to see is just from the soul, original, represent the youth, represent the elders, represent all forms of music.
Shout out to Northwest as a whole. I think the channel should play, prioritize more Northwest artists, old and new. It would be dope to have a lot of like the old school Mokoatle play, just to remind the kids, you know, where all this comes from. And why cats when you invest and everybody else from the new age exists. Squad.
Be you, do you, we need to see more of you.
Yo, Kisho Majozi, aka the Black Cinderella. You are watching Platinum Northwest TV.
Yeah, Platinum Northwest TV, Twasa here, you know we're rocking it.
And this one is dedicated to Pro Kid and Jabba, RIP to the Kingsmen.
Sanbonani Platinum Northwest TV.
Hi, Platinum Northwest TV. My name is Dr. Rebecca Malupa. I love you. Mwah.
Platinum Northwest TV is a Northwest Province TV station that aims to cater for the diverse languages within the province and beyond borders, and has been able to secure a provincial footprint through facilities and relations with key drivers of the creative sector. With a regional flair, PNW TV will appeal to the Setswana, Sesotho, and Afrikaans-speaking population that has its stronghold in provinces such as the Northwest, the Free State, Northern Cape, and of course, our neighboring countries. The unique market niche that PNW TV aims for is a fertile breeding ground for broadcast opportunities and new markets. With an estimated population of 3.7 million people, the province has rich culture, immense creative talent, opportunities, and when showcased, could provide a viable economic deal pipeline. Our television station brings a complementary offering to what already exists on various mainstream platforms. Now this means at Platinum Northwest TV, we educate, we empower, we enrich. Setswana and Sesotho languages stretch vast areas of the South African landscape, and when properly targeted through adequate shows and series, this may lead to new market and securing of unique audiences. Our audience will enjoy genres such as drama, telenovelas, factuality, music, religion, and comedy. Our new origins will broadcast daily between 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. and you can catch all the repeats during daytime with exciting daily shows with a live broadcast of news daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. This will inspire and communicate valuable information in the information age where language and interpretation may be a barrier. Platinum Northwest TV is competitive content that makes it viable for investment and continuity. Our team is selected from a pool of talented and highly creative broadcasters and media experts in and around South Africa, and may also form part of the world as the business grows. Investment in human capital is a key driving factor to the success of PNW TV, and this will improve global insight that drive competitive commercial product and service for the station. At PNW TV, our clients' and viewers' best interest will always come first, and everything we do will be guided by our values and professional ethics. We will ensure that we hold ourselves accountable to the highest standard by meeting our clients' business needs completely. PNW TV is established with the aim of maximizing profitability in the TV industry. This will ensure that we compete favorably with leading television stations in South Africa and, of course, throughout the globe in regions with similar market interests to ours. We will therefore operate broadcasting studios and facilities, produce exciting television programming content, transmitting programming to affiliated broadcast station, create abrasive advertising campaigns, and provide media and advertising advisory and consulting services. Did you know that the contagious and influential hip-hop music genre Mokoatle is homegrown in the Northwest Province, invented by the youth of Mahikeng? Check the likes of Jabberman, aka Hip Hop Pantsola, Kulichana, Dukes Singanga, and Fifi Cooper. Let's take Kiabetswe, an actress and musician. She's also from our neighborhood. We will use her journey to tell her story of inspiration to our young people. Thank you for watching Platinum Northwest TV.
Type of content I want to see is just from the soul, original, represent the youth, represent the elders, represent all forms of music.
And shout out to Northwest as a whole. I think the channels you play prioritize more Northwest artists, old and new. It would be dope to have a lot of like the old school Mokoatle play, just to remind the kids, you know, where all this comes from. And why cats will invest and everybody else from the new age exists. Squad.
Be you, do you, we need to see more of you.
Yo, Kishoma Josie, aka the Black Cinderella. You are watching Platinum Northwest TV.
Yeah, Platinum Northwest TV, Twasa here, you know we're rocking it.
And this one is dedicated to Pro Kid and Jabba, RIP to the Kingsman.
Sanbonani Platinum Northwest TV.
Hi, Platinum Northwest TV. My name is Dr. Rebecca Malupa. Love you. Mwah.
Re ke lebohe Thabo Mohapi ka tlhakisetso a ntse tla ho yona le mekga ya dipolotiki teng ka hare ho province ya rona ya North West, mme ka morao mona re utlwile mo a ileng a ba le puisano le Kgosi Mangope e leng moetapele kapa ena nkgetheng bakeng sa ho ba tonakgolo ya province ya North West ka tlasa mokga wa Action SA, mme he e ne e le e mong he wa baeti ba rona letsatsing la kajeno. Mme re ntse re sheba dipalopalo tse ntse di etsahala mothating wa ha jwale, re bona hore tse seng di phethetswe ka hare ho provincial legislature di ka ba 18.01%, mme he re bona ha hona le voters turnover e bileng teng letsatsing la mabane le 58.45 mothating wa ha jwale, ha valid votes e le 98.64%, spoiled votes e ka ba 1.36%, mme mekga e meraro e itlhommeng pele ka hare ho setereke senana. Re bona mokga wa ANC ka sapoto ya 63.27, re bona mokga wa EFF ka 17.19%, o latelwa ke mokga wa Democratic Alliance ka 9.13%, mme re shebile le mokga wa Umkhonto wesizwe le wona o ntse o palamela dipalopalo tsa bona di ntse di palamela, mme ha jwale di dutse ho 1.45%, mme he ke tse ding tsa dintlha le diketsahalo tse ntse di etsahala mo re teng jwalo ka ha re le sitseng sa phatlalatso ya dikgetho ka hare ho toropokgolo ya province ya North West Mahikeng, mme tse ding tsa dintlha le diketsahalo tse ntse di etsahala mane Galaga Convention Center mo re nang le boitumelo monare re hlophiseditse tsona, mme haufinyana di tlahle di be haufinyana le wena mohi ya rateng wa Platinum Northwest TV. Etsa bonnete ba hore o ntso re sala morao ka phela rona la Facebook la Platinum Northwest TV ka tlasa lepetjo la SA Decides 2024, e leng e nngwe ya dintho tse maAfrika Borwa a di entseng letsatsing la maobane le leholo la 29 la hore ba nke qeto ya hore e tla ba sebeletsa le hore ba tla fumana dintshetsopele ka hare ho naha ya rona ya Afrika Borwa e re ka hare ho Gauteng mo re nang le boitumelo monare.
Welcome back, viewers of Platinum Northwest TV. Thank you for being with us on the
For South Africa, we are happy that you are here as kings. Of course, I am King Mtimkulu of the Hlubi Nation, and I'm a member of the ACP. ACP, we have formed it because we want to bring back power to the kings and bring back the land. As you know, we are not supposed to be in politics, but we are obliged to be in politics because we have observed that people who were given power to rule our country, they felt us and felt our people. And we as kings, we have to take this decision to form that political party. As you know, we cannot just go and get power without having political party, unfortunately. So, because in South Africa we have a constitution of people, by the people, and there is a central power that is taken by a certain party that is voted in, of which this moment in time is ANC. ANC, I was a part of the ANC a long time ago, but seeing that ANC could not do what we were expecting them to deliver. So now we as kings, we have made a decision that we must now come together and form this ACP, which is all citizen party. Now, we are here in the Galaga estate to watch how result is conducted because we want to have a voice in Parliament, and we want to make sure we take power back to us. I will be the Prime Minister of South Africa should we succeed to put a coalition with certain organization. I can guarantee you our people, they won't have a problem. We will make sure that poverty is alleviated and knowledge sharing, and we get a good education. And the problem of water, as you know, we have dealt with it. I have dealt with it because I have built all the borehole for the people from my pocket. I've taken students to go and study in America for mini NPE from my pocket. I've led the delegation to go to what you call Belarus for agriculture. I've done that. You can Google it if you want. So we are trying to change this country. So myself and the ACP, we are working together as kings with other kings to change this country. So these elections to us, it's very important. I'm very happy.
Thank you. So could you just let the viewers know, is there particular regions or perhaps a province where most of your supporters are?
Thank you very much. Fortunately, we have supporters and population throughout these 9 provinces. So as you know, Hlubi Kingdom is the kingdom that was there a long time ago, but it was destroyed by the British. My great-great-grandfather, it was King Mtimkulu I and King Mtimkulu II. I am the King Mtimkulu III. So my great-grandfather, Langalibalele, who was trying to liberate people, subsequently he was arrested in Robben Island in the same cell where Mandela was arrested. So we have 9 provinces and we have all the population in these 9 provinces.
So I believe the Hlubi Kingdom is in the KwaZulu-Natal?
Not only KwaZulu-Natal. My palace is in KwaZulu-Natal, but the people of the Hlubi, they are all over the country, 9 provinces. We have Xhosa, we have Zulu Hlubis, we have some Pedis Hlubi, Mpumalanga, all over. Because as I said, it was destroyed, but we have resuscitated. I have done it. So as you know, in this country, to get power, you must go to politics. That's what I've done. So I want to bring back power to the kings. All kings must have power. Okay.
So that being said, in those regions where possibly the ACP could gain a majority hold, would you consider approaching parties perhaps as the MK, whose voters and support are growing, for perhaps a coalition?
Definitely. MK, they are talking our language. They're talking about the kings, that they must control power. So MK, they are saying what we are saying. So they have a same vision. I don't have a problem to have a coalition with them. No problem at all. I also expecting any other party to come. I don't have a problem. We will do that.
Thank you, King.
Thank you so much. It was nice to talk to you. Wonderful. Thanks.
That was King Mtimkulu of the ACP. Stay with us, Platinum Northwest TV, as the day progresses. Welcome to our viewers. This is Platinum Northwest TV, and with us we have the Deputy President of the ACDP party, Mr. Wayne Fring. Mr. Fring, welcome.
Well, good afternoon, and thank you for having me.
Thank you, sir. So, if you could just take us through, how do you read this election? How are you feeling about your party's particular performance based on the results that we have now?
Well, the ACDP is always upbeat. It's still early days. We have just some 15% or so of the voting districts in, and so some 75% still to come in. Our core base, what we're seeing is the core base of the ACDP is still there. The ACDP obtained just over 0.8% in 2019, and we're kind of trailing around that particular figure right now, with still some of our strong areas to come in. the ACDP has performed quite well within the metros, and the metro results for the metros haven't come in. The metros produce some 25 to 30% of the vote for the ACDP, and so that could actually just take us a little higher than where we currently are. So we are upbeat and expectant.
So we love that energy. So with those strong areas, say for example the ANC should gain the majority in those areas and they approach your party for a coalition, is that something you would consider?
Well, the ACDP has been very clear in that we will not form a coalition with the ANC. We've made that position very clear from 2019 and even prior to 2019, and it is still our position. The ACDP is a party of good values. The ACDP is a party of its word, and we are not going to go against our word in terms of coalitions with the ruling party. So we've made it very clear, and we will keep to the decision that we have made and the promise that we've also made to our voting base.
Thank you, Mr. Quinn.
It's a pleasure.
And there you heard it, ladies and gentlemen, from the Deputy President of the ACDP. We look forward to hear what the energy is like. We are still currently at the Nerve Center at the Gallagher Estate in Midrand. Welcome, viewers of Platinum Northwest TV. With us, we are with the spokesperson of the Freedom Party, Mr. Mokoatle.
An absolute pleasure. Good day to you and the viewers.
So, if you could just take us through, how do you read this election based on the results that we have on screen behind us? How do you see your party performing?
Well, it's early days, and history and experience tells us that the votes tend to trickle in very slowly at this point in time, and so what is happening now is really not inconsistent with the norm. We are busy at the IFP head office at our own results center collating results, and we're going to juxtapose what comes up here with what we have and be able to have a better reading of those results. We want to thank South Africans for coming out to vote, and we also want to then thank our volunteers and branches for a job well done. They have carried the campaign very well. They've been the backbone of the campaign and testament of a party united on its onward march towards the future.
So just take us through those regions or provinces where perhaps the Impact Freedom Party has a stronghold. Should you continue to maintain that stronghold and the recent governing party, the ANC, approach for, say, a coalition, is that something you would consider?
No, we're not speaking on coalitions at this point in time because we believe that it muddies the waters in an important process, because currently our focus is on the capturing of results. It is those results, amongst other elements, which will direct us how we approach the coalition's discussion. We presented a viable and credible manifesto, 13-point plan. It will form a basis for our discussions, the constitution, our own policy position. So we believe that we, at this point in time, need to allow this process to run its course, and then we will take decisions at an appropriate time.
Right, so one of the issues that South Africans are grappling with currently is the crime rate. So the SAPS, or South African Police Services Annual Report for the 2022-23 year, showed about 1.8 million reports of serious crime across the country. Where the Impact Freedom Party is able to have an influence, how do you see yourself handling or rather dealing with this?
Well, we had presented in our manifesto the need for the devolution of powers, responsibilities and functions of police, excuse me, to make sure that we strengthen local policing, because this thing of thinking on a certain Pretoria and fight crime in community doesn't work, and that's the model that had previously worked. Amongst others is strengthening the capacity, apologies, is strengthening the capacity of police in terms of their own training that we meet out as well for the police. It's about resources for police, the basic things like vans and so on. And then of course it goes on to the issue of societal responsibility as well, partnerships with communities and community forums. Beyond that is to give greater functions and responsibilities to municipalities to be able to partner with police in the fight against crime. So it's a multi-pronged disciplinary approach which we believe would help us make significant headway into that. Under-resourced policing to fight crime at the extent to which we have is just not going to work. Above and beyond then is to say we are looking at issues of a society that says create jobs, because idle hands are the devil's playground. So there's also that need to ensure that people are actually functional, they are kept at work and then they're employed. So you don't just fight crime, but create the necessary and conducive economic environment for people not to participate in crime as well. It's been an absolute pleasure. Take care. I do want to pay tribute to South Africa's media as well for a job well done, proving as testament again that our democracy is strong and functional, and that in as much as we may have had all our differences, but at the end of the day we come out with a strong outlook to say that the fourth estate has done well. Thank you very much. Thank you.
You heard at Platinum Northwest TV from the spokesperson of the Inkatha Freedom Party, still saying it is still early days to say whether they will have a stronghold in certain regions, as we saw that many parties losing the percentages that they had from previous years, while others even surpass ones that one may have thought may have had the lead. So this is still a battle of the fittest. We will check in with you as the day progresses.
We will see. We'll see. Yeah. Yeah. Your future within MK? I'm just going to remain in the party. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. Goals and ambitions to grow it, to make it more progressively black, as you say. What are those? The goals to? Your goals to make it more progressively black. What are some of them that you could share with us? Your vision as you see the leaderboard right now for your party. We're not trying to grow the MK to be progressively like black. Are you saying like just black people? No. We're very open to everyone. Within the dynamic of South Africa. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. What are your goals? Did you get his question? I don't understand his question. What are your goals to grow that and to build that for you specifically within the party to become progressive? I'm not getting his question.
Look, we're looking at making MK party a bigger party that accommodates everyone. Obviously, we'll go back on the ground and grow this political party, and it will be the next biggest party in the land after this election.
Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Thank you.
Mohi re tswele pele ka diketsahalo tse ntse di etsahala ka hare ho naha ya rona ya Afrika Borwa, mme re utlwile boitumelo monare ka dintlha le diketsahalo tseo a faneng ka tsona letsatsing la kajeno mo Gauteng mo a ntse etsa dintho di etsahala. Mme ha re sheba ka hare ho Gauteng re bona ha di voting district tse ka bang 375 di se di qetiwe hodima ha tse 2779, mme re bona batho ba ile ba iponahatsa dikgethong ba tsamamane ho 54.45%, mme di valid vote tsona di le tsa ba 99.19%, re bona di spoiled votes ilaba 0.81%. mme mekgatlo e itlhomeng pele ka hare ho province ya Gauteng ke mokga wa ANC ka 34.54%, mme mokga wa DA lona o dutse boemo bobedi ka 29.85%, ha mokga wa EFF lona o ntso o lelekisa taba ena ka 11.36%. Mokontwesizwe ka hare ho province ya KwaZulu-Natal o itlhomme pele, mme he o bonahala ha mokga wa ANC o ntse o tla butle, mme ha jwale mokontwesizwe kona o ntse o tshwere province ya KwaZulu-Natal, mme o lahlehela tse etsahalang hore moradi wa mopresidente wa mehleng yena Nkosazana ya Ntate Zuma o boletse ha ho ka ba le kgoneho kapa o ne a batla ho be le kgoneho ya hore mokga wa habo wa Umkhonto-Wesizwe o be le selekane mmoho le mokga wa ANC, jwalo ka ha ho bonahala ekaba e tla ba wona wa bobedi o dulang ka hare ho province kapa ka dipalopalo. Moine le dintlha le diketsahalo tse ntse re le tsa tsona tse etsahalang ka hare ho di results operation centers tse re leng ho tsona mane Gauteng le monana ka hare ho province ya North West. Mohi ha re behe mona re sa tswela pele jwalo ka ha re neletsa ditaba tsa rona tsa dihora tse ka ba 11 hours jwalo ka ha re qala ka hora ya borobong ho fihla ka metsotsong yane e 30 ka mora hora ya borobedi letsatsi le tjhabang le dikelang ha fela re ntse re le mona dipalopalo di ntse di tswela pele hore di nne di kene lenaneng jwalo ka ha hona jwale re ntse re shebile hore na ba IEC ba tla kopana le rona mohlomong thapameng ena hore hlalosetsa hore na ke ba se ba le ho kae ka dipalo tse ba ntse ba di etsa le hore na kaofela ha tsona ho hlaha mabatoweng a fapaneng di se di kenena mohe ine le topi ha Mokoatle yo disitsa ditaba ka kotloloho mona mahekeng ho Platinum Northwest TV ntse ka tsamaya ke le mong ke tsamaya le moifo wa ka wa ditaba boitumelo menare ka maneka Gauteng le Thabo Mohapi hona mona diphaposeng tsa kgaso empa a le ka lehlakoreng le leng tsa honna Thabo Mokoatle le moifo wa ditaba ere ke behe mona re tla boela hape re khotlela ho wena letsatsi ha le se le diketse.